Neuroscientists have discovered that during deep sleep, human consciousness is almost completely suspended for hours. This raises a fascinating philosophical question. Is the person you are while sleeping truly the same as the person you are when you wake up? In 2019, I met a 102-year-old woman in the intensive care unit. Her heart had stopped 4 times, and each time doctors said there was no hope. Yet she always came back. She held my hand and said, "I have seen things I shouldn't have." She described how, during her second cardiac arrest, she witnessed countless versions of herself. One version took her last breath on the bed, another was saved, and yet another could not be revived. It may sound like hallucination, but when I studied the theory of quantum immortality, I realized she might have actually glimpsed the truth. In quantum mechanics, every microscopic particle exists in a superposition, both occurring and not occurring, much like Schrödinger's cat, which is both alive and dead. Our bodies are composed of roughly 10 to the 28th particles. When facing death, for example a heart attack, at the quantum level, events simultaneously happen and do not happen. The universe, in that moment, splits into 2 timelines. In one, the family mourns at a funeral. In the other, the person survives miraculously. Consciousness continues only in the branch where you remain alive. The versions that die lose the ability to perceive. This is not science fiction. In 1957, physicist Hugh Everett proposed the many worlds interpretation. Whenever a quantum system encounters a choice, the universe splits into countless versions. In some branches, you are dead. In others, you survive. This gentle possibility is a gift of quantum mechanics, but it comes at a cost. You can never be sure who you truly are. A study in Physical Review Letters showed that the human brain undergoes roughly 10,000 trillion quantum state changes every second, each involving electron jumps. This means that at the quantum level, your current self could already be splitting into multiple existences. Imagine standing at the door of a restaurant, deciding between Sichuan cuisine or Japanese food. In the quantum world, the universe splits. In one reality, you eat Sichuan and get gastritis. In another, you eat Japanese and get food poisoning. In a third, you hesitate and experience hypoglycemia. In a fourth, you choose a random dish and everything goes smoothly. Your consciousness only exists in the branch where you survive, while the other versions have lost their ability to experience. Even ordinary actions contain billions of possible quantum branches. You could die in countless unimaginable ways, yet your subjective experience only witnesses your survival. The double-slit experiment demonstrates that a single electron can pass through both slits simultaneously, if unobserved, producing an interference pattern. When observed, the pattern disappears. Advanced versions of the experiment suggest that your act of observation can change the behavior of electrons. The arrow of time in the quantum world can be reversed. Similarly, Schrödinger's cat exists in 2 parallel universes, alive and dead. Opening the box does not kill or revive the cat. The entire universe splits into 2 versions, one where you see the cat dead and another where you see it alive. Your consciousness can only experience one branch, while countless other versions exist in other universes. Imagine flying through a storm. In classical physics, there are only 2 outcomes: a safe landing or a crash. In the quantum world, the universe splits into thousands of versions. one struck by lightning, one miraculously stable, one where you miss the flight. You only experience the branches where you survive. From your perspective, everything seems certain. You are alive. Another example is the quantum Russian roulette. 6 pills, 5 toxic. When ingested, 5 versions of you die. But in the 6th, you take the empty pill and survive. From an external viewpoint, death seems highly probable, but subjectively, you only witness your survival. This does not mean quantum mechanics protects you. It only ensures that your consciousness never experiences complete cessation. You may survive accidents but become paralyzed, survive cancer but endure prolonged suffering. Quantum immortality does not guarantee happiness or health. It merely postpones the end of consciousness. Even the second law of thermodynamics imposes limits. In about 10 to the 156 years, the universe will run out of energy, and quantum immortality merely delays, not eliminates, the inevitable. Returning to the 102-year-old woman, she witnessed countless versions of herself during each cardiac arrest. Branches where doctors could not save her, branches causing brain damage, branches completely normal. Her consciousness chose the branch where she was saved and could recount the story, while other versions existed in parallel universes. So why do people around us still die? Because when you observe, the wave function collapses, and all possibilities become a single reality. When you see someone dead, in your universe they are truly gone. Yet in another universe, they survive. Each person has their own conscious timeline. You only experience your own path. Quantum immortality is not a blessing. It means you have no choice but to continue along the path of the surviving self, like a droplet sliding toward the light. Versions that have died will never tell their story, as storytelling requires consciousness, which they no longer possess. In a sense, death does not exist, at least for you. You continuously glide from one near-death moment to the next surviving possibility, wandering the edges of countless universes, walking down the corridor where the last lamp still shines. You are still here. You are still alive. This is quantum immortality, not the mythical immortality of fairy tales, but the cold truth physics offers. You cannot defeat death, only keep moving along the path where you survive, perhaps never realizing the ultimate end.